Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Living the Sweet Life. I'm your host, TJ Sweet, and on this podcast, I'm going to talk about different ways that could help you reshape your mindset, live with intention, and look at the world through a grateful lens. So, before I get too far along, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on any podcast hosting platform, take a minute to subscribe so that you get notifications when these episodes come out every Monday. We like to call it a Mindset Monday to really kind of start your week, right, with some intention and some hopeful, right, encouraging thoughts and words. And, with every episode comes an opportunity to learn new insight. And, oftentimes I have people that say that they've shared these episodes with other people who aren't necessarily podcast listeners, but, trying to keep these within 20 minutes or so. A lot of people end up listening to these podcasts for the first time, and then they become, fans of podcasts. And so the impact that you can have, as we're going to talk about effort today, is to share this podcast and really allowing this podcast to be free because people have shared it and they support it, and it allows it to continue to grow, whether it's on YouTube or on any podcast plastic hosting platform. So I appreciate all of your support, sharing, subscribing. All of that helps this podcast grow, so I can continue to bring you great content on a weekly basis. And so, if you've been with me for the last few weeks, you've known that we're talking about this path to significance. Now, really, this is kind of it's a multi-step process of going from focusing on what you're grateful for, that leading to you recognizing purpose in your life and in the lives of the people around you. This week, we're going to talk about effort in our own lives, but the impact of effort in the lives of the people that we love and that we're the most grateful for, and then how that leads to recognizing significance. I'm going to talk a little bit about that today, but next week's really all about significance and really sitting down and defining what that means, because I'm sure this idea of doing something significant inspires us, but we don't have a great definition or visual of what significance looks like. So we're going to dive a little bit more into that next week. But this week, again, like I've said, I want to talk about effort. This has been a word that has kind of transformed my life, but gratitude and being grateful for my life has really transformed the amount of effort that I get to give, not the effort that I have to give. And I didn't always have this headspace and this mindset around effort. When I was younger, I kind of tried to do as much as I had to, right? As much what was asked of me. And now this version is my focus is trying to do as much as I can, not as little as I have to. And I'll repeat that a couple times throughout this episode because that is such a big difference. But how do you get from doing as little as effort as you have to doing as much as you can? There's a really kind of meaningful way that we get there through gratitude and purpose, of which I'll talk a little bit more about. So I want to talk a little bit more about this connection of gratitude to purpose, effort, and significance. And, again, just kind of digging into effort. It's really more than just actions that we take, right? It's understanding the impact that those behaviors and actions that we have in our lives impact us and the lives of the people around us. And effort inspires effort. And I'll give some examples of that here in a second. But throughout this episode, we're going to kind of uncover the power of our willingness to exert effort, and how that really does kind of create an energy that, creates this sense of significance of what we do, but also this idea that what you do matters and what you say matters. Again, you've heard me talk a lot about this, but that really is kind of some self-awareness, but then also some accountability, but also inspiration, and to say and do things in the way that you have, that you'd be proud of, and in a way that is meaningful to the people that you love and that you're the most grateful for. So we're going to talk about how your actions and contributions in your own life and the life of others today through effort. So I want to kind of talk about the power of effort first. So effort is really this fuel, right, that propels. And so it's not the beginning point. Effort is something that we want to give, that we sometimes will consider need to give, but it's also something that we get to give. So it really does kind of center around this commitment in our determination and resilience that we bring to certain things in our lives, certain people in our lives. It could be a challenge that you face or a goal that you're trying to accomplish. And, effort really isn't just about achieving goals. So it's not about the harder you try, the more goals you accomplish. That's not really what this is about. And this is much more about the process of growth. And through that journey of self discovery and the transformation that occurs along the way, because the efforts are the things that actually are the steps, right? Giving effort is the step taken towards any journey that you're on. And so, really, our willingness to exert this effort that we're going to talk about is really a testament to our belief in ourselves and our ability to create positive change in the world. And so, the impact of our effort on others and in our own lives is transformative. And again, I use the word transformative, but once you start to see effort in actions and thoughts and behaviors, the way we're going to talk about today, you'll kind of stop calling them obligations, maybe that we used to before. So effort can be thoughts, actions, words, prayers, and can show up in countless ways. And sometimes effort is just being with somebody, sitting with, but choosing, right? Effort is a choice. And if we're not giving the effort, we're also choosing not to. And so the desire to give effort, rooted in gratitude, is in us well before the opportunity to give that effort. I'm going to say that one more time. So the desire to give effort, the want, the recognition of the impact of that effort is when it's rooted in gratitude, is already in us well before the opportunity to give the effort comes. So, it's, effort rooted in love and gratitude is given out of opportunity, not obligation. There's so many times to where if once we've lost someone or something, our first thought is regret. And then the next thought is, I should have done more. I should have called more. I should have said, I love you one more time. It turns into should haves, right? Or could haves. And that's the effort, right? So we have the opportunity to shift forward in our lives and give that effort now so that whenever, we are going to face challenges, we are going to lose things in our lives, we can at least look back and know that we gave all of the effort that we could, and that effort made those people in our lives feel loved. And so we can say that we have to do certain things from time to time, but that just speaks more to the significance of doing whatever you're needing to do, not the burden or the inconvenience of having to do something. Okay, so you deserve effort given freely, just as a person. Nobody likes that feeling when somebody does something for you begrudgingly, when they do something for you to avoid a fight. Not really because they see the impact or they are investing in you and all that. And I get this, right? This is ebbs and flows. And this is I've been working on this for a long time in my life. And so I'm going to speak about some things here in a little bit that are pretty specific about the ways that I've seen that I show up for the people that I love and that I'm the most grateful for. And, it's not necessarily just about the obvious things when it comes to the power of effort. And so, I'm going to touch on this one topic here, but it's really, nobody really likes to be around lazy people, right? Lazy is a negative. Oftentimes people will consider it more of a negative thing. But I want to poke at that a little bit. But if you find yourself feeling unmotivated to give effort, that could be the same thing as lazy. But how do you become motivated to give effort? Well, think about the people that you love in your life and the people you're the most grateful for, and how will they benefit from you showing up? Sometimes just showing up is effort that is meaningful. So effort makes people feel seen and appreciated, thought of, and valued. And those are some of the most important things, important roles that we can serve in the lives of the people that we get to have in our life. And it's something that you don't give effort with expectation of somebody feeling something, right? Everybody's kind of in a different space. And there are times that, people will talk about being high or low maintenance. And, again, I've talked about this before, and it's not even really much of discussion, but, I think it's a matter of when somebody says you're high maintenance. I heard somebody say this once, that the response should really be, it's not that you're too high of maintenance. It's just some of the people around you are just too low in effort. And so I'm not coming at that in a critical sense. It's just understanding that if you know what you want and you know what you deserve, having high maintenance be something to be negative is really more of an effort discussion, and not everybody is ready and willing to give effort that you deserve. And it's some simple things, right? It's offering grace. Not everybody's going to be perfect all the time. There's things I fail at all the time, but it's understanding and recognizing that effort matters, and showing up is the first step. So now I want to talk a little bit about, I'm going to kind of go through these things here pretty quickly because I'm already halfway through my time goes. So as far as, discovering our significance, right? So how does this lead us to this next step? And so as we commit ourselves to giving our best efforts, something magnificent happens. We begin to see significance reflected in our actions. It's each effort we make, no matter how small we may see it, but it contributes to a larger purpose and a lasting impact on the people in the world that we get to live in. And so our significance isn't defined by these grand gestures all the time or these monumental achievements. It's found in everyday moments where we choose to show up, give our best, and make a difference in the lives of others. So no effort is small when you're the one receiving it. No effort is small when you're the one receiving it. I'm going to give you a list of examples here. And again, this is what I try to do for the people that I love, that I'm the most grateful for. I try to show up in this way. And I'm not perfect at it, but dang, I'm trying to be intentional about it. So here are a couple things that maybe you could show up in other people's lives in different ways. And so I'm going to give you some specifics here. So it could be the effort of, I saw this while I was at the store, while I was out shopping, and thought you might like it. So you get something for somebody. It's this, turning the radio to maybe their favorite kind of music. It's knowing how they like their coffee. Or maybe they don't like coffee at all. Maybe they like tea, and you know that, and you pay attention, right? Sometimes effort's just about paying attention, but maybe it's about bringing a blanket to something because you know the person that you're with always gets cold, and they may not need it, but you thought of that, right? Maybe it's buying their favorite snack at the store. It's sending a text message saying how much you appreciate them, or checking in on them when they're going through a tough time, or even just asking, how can you show up for them in a more meaningful way? Effort rooted in gratitude is never small efforts. It's always meaningful. So effort is intertwined elegantly with all of the love languages. And so really, if you kind of think about the 5 different love languages and how we could show up for the people that we get to love, it's really kind of understanding it's effort first, right? So it's like, how do I love differently? Well, it starts with gratitude, to give more effort to show love in a meaningful way. And so once you've kind of settled into this effort rooted in gratitude, you won't count the cost because you'll recognize that your efforts are making someone feel loved. And that's one of the most powerful things and impacts we can have in this world. So now, that's the relational side of effort, and, just the opportunity to do that. And, this version of me is completely different. The way that I see effort. I was different before. And my hope is that I grow even deeper into my desire to give effort and see how it is all intertwined into significance throughout my own life. Something I'm still doing every day. And so this idea around, there's 2 more topics that I want to kind of talk about when it comes to effort. Some of it is the effort in our own lives, right? So embracing our own potential. So effort becomes this powerful tool. And, as we work on our own self-growth and our personal growth journey, but really recognizing your potential and your significance, not in the outcomes, but just in who you are. It's through our willingness to exert some of these, exert our effort, that we discover some of the unique gifts and talents and strengths that we already have within us. And, effort allows us to stretch beyond that comfort zone. That's where growth happens. Push beyond our past limitations and tap into boundless potential that resides within us. And that's why I say the words boundless potential, right? Once we start giving effort, we start to give it freely, and then it inspires us to give more effort. That's why I say boundless there. And so becoming the person that gives as much as you can instead of as much as you have to changes who you are, right? It does change the things around you and change the people around you, but it also changes you and how you feel about effort. The next thing, when it comes to embracing our potential, is this idea of discretionary effort. I've talked quite a bit about this whenever I work with a lot of my clients, and when I get to do some keynote speaking, but really talking about this idea of discretionary effort. It's the effort that we give when we hold ourselves accountable for our own actions. It's that effort that maybe not everybody sees, but it changes who you are so that you show up in a new way. It's sometimes just those small things that you do because you're holding yourself accountable for how you're showing up for yourself and for how you're showing up for others. It's that effort that's maybe not expected, but is meaningful and transformative to the people you have in your life. And so it's that effort that we don't have to give. It's the effort that we get to give. That's how I would define discretionary, right? At your discretion, effort that you give freely. So when we give effort, we start to transform our own sense of who we are and what we are. And so we become more self-confident. And effort comes from a place of, like I said, opportunity, but really energy. Whenever you get to give effort to the people that you love and that you're grateful for, it becomes energy giving instead of energy taking. So, with every effort that we give and that we make, we inch closer to kind of recognizing our full, true potential and purpose by embracing this idea of significance, not being tied to an outcome or a job title or a house you're in or any of that. It's about sometimes just who you are and the impact that you have in the people's lives that you're around. And so the thing about effort is it leads to an impact. If you don't give any effort, it will have an impact in your life. If you give a lot of effort in your life and the life of the people you're the most grateful for, it will also create an impact. So effort really isn't just about personal growth. It's about the impact we have in the world and the people around us. And so, effort encourages and inspires effort. We see this all the time, right? This is kind of that discretionary effort example, but the Starbucks line or holding a door open for somebody. Whenever we hold the door open for a complete stranger, that complete stranger says thank you and holds the door open for the person behind them. That's discretionary effort. They could easily just walk through. I was in New York. I spent some time there, and this is what they do. I hold the door for countless people, and they had no desire to hold the door for me. And somebody even said, you better just walk through or else you're going to be standing there all day. Right. So there's different things. I'm from the Midwest. So we turn around and hold the door for each other. But really, our willingness to exert this effort in pursuit of our goals and aspirations really has this idea of what's possible. Right. It really kind of inspires other people to look at themselves and think, okay, if it's possible for them, it's possible for me. Not demeaning or diminishing anything that you're doing, but just kind of moves some things out of the way to create this ripple effect that goes beyond ourselves. And so whether it's, helping a friend in need or volunteering in the community or pursuing this amazing thing that you want to pursue. And, I can tell you there's countless people in my life that have said, after I told them I published the book, they said, I've always wanted to write a book. Can you tell me how? So then I told them how, right? And they created great books. And I've had a lot of people tell me I want to start a podcast. So then I walk them through how to do that. And then now they're doing a great podcast and just making a difference in the world. So sometimes you going first, you giving that effort creates this ripple effect. But then the desire to give back and help other people. I don't mean back in the sense of behind. I mean back as in give to others. It really starts with our willingness and our desire to give effort. We know we don't get anywhere by ourselves. And I don't want to be anywhere by myself when it comes to accomplishing goals. I want to be, somebody doing something significant and looking around and having my arms around people that inspired me to do something more significant. We don't do anything by ourselves. It's just really just self-awareness and recognition that the effort that we give to the people around us is actually the thing that helps us get where we want to go, as a, whether it's two people in a relationship or, just friends or whatever it may be, but recognizing like those people that reach out and say like, I got you no matter what. I have your back. Those are the people that are like the wind in our sails that support us. That's the effort given in our lives. So then whenever we reach a certain milestone or accomplish a goal, we are also then inspired to give effort. Like I said, effort inspires effort. So even though, everybody kind of requires different things in their lives. And, when it comes to efforts or actions or words or whatever it may be, right? And so effort given with intention is the goal here, not just giving effort blindly. Pay attention to how your efforts make a difference in the lives of the people that you love, and ask them for feedback. Ask them on how you can do better, how you can show up. And there's a lot of times that, we feel guilty asking for help. I am not great at asking for help. I haven't been great at asking for help. I'm getting better at it. But I embrace people helping. I just struggle with asking for help. And, but again, the people that I love and the people that I'm most grateful for have helped me overcome that barrier that I was creating in my own life. Because the people that have reached out to help, or people that have helped me along the way, add purpose and meaning to everything I'm doing. And so I'm even more inspired to do more out of their effort and their love showing up in my life. I want to give that back to them by proving them right. And, it becomes something really powerful. And so, so even though we may not require a lot of effort from others, or maybe because we haven't been getting effort, we've settled on the idea that we don't need a lot of effort. I talk to a lot of people, and that's kind of the headspace they're in, is I'm used to the people around me not giving effort. So that is what now is normal. They've normalized low effort. Okay. So my only breath of life back into that is, even though you may not require a lot, that doesn't mean you should settle for the bare minimum. And how you show up in your own life is also teaching other people how to show up in yours. And so if you want more people to give you more efforts and do some different things, have some of these heartfelt conversations around intentions and ways that you can show up for each other and all the different things. Because I'm telling you that this is the secret that everybody knows about. It's effort. It's, again, never small when it's rooted in gratitude and love. And so as I wrap up here, I just want to, again, kind of talk about, I'll kind of recap quickly, but effort is the key to unlocking that sense of significance. And that thing that excites me every single day to wake up. I don't really love to sleep, but I know I need to sleep. It's healthy for me. But sleeping is something to where I know I need to do it, but I do it so that I can show up to be my best. But it really is just about this sense of meaning and purpose behind our effort, and making a positive impact in the people's lives that I'm the most grateful for. And it's our willingness to give effort because we get to. It helps us persevere through tough challenges together, and it helps us stay committed to our goals, of which then builds our self-confidence and self-esteem, so that we can really, really identify and fulfill our full potential, whether it's in a career or just in a relationship or just as a person in general. So embracing the power of effort is really the catalyst. So believing that your effort matters will make you give more effort out of rooted in gratitude and love. And so this power of effort is the catalyst for personal growth, a positive change, and the realization of your significance that you have and that you make in this world. So I hope this helps you kind of rethink effort a little bit more, and kind of fill your day and your life with a little bit more purpose, passion, and significance, and gratitude and hope and optimism, and just all these incredible things that really transform our lives and transform the lives of the people around us. So like I will wrap up every episode. I hope you found something that that resonated with you throughout this podcast. And if you haven't hit subscribe, go ahead and hit subscribe. Episodes coming out every Monday, Mindset Mondays. Have some great interviews coming up soon with some new different topics, but we'll also kind of fit into our three topics that we'll talk about on every podcast episode. And if you have ideas or anything else you want me to talk about, please continue to submit your comments. All of you who've done that already, I appreciate that. I just keep diving deeper into the topics that you've shared with me. So I appreciate that. And the support that I get from all of you, I'm extremely, extremely grateful for. And so I will, again, encourage you to, if you want to learn more about what I do, you can go to my website at tjsweet.net, or you can go to social media and tjsweet_, pretty easy to find on all platforms. Send me a message and I will make sure to get back to you personally if there's anything I can do to better serve you. So, like I will wrap up every episode to leave you with this one last powerful thought, that you always have the power and the choice to reshape your mindset, live with intention, and look at the world through a grateful lens. Until the next episode, never stop.